I'm so very happy that the local boys are engaging in lots and lots of conversations. In fact, that we're taking somewhat of a back seat. Of course, our language is a bit of a barrier for us. We can have a little chat here and there, but generally speaking, the bulk of the work now is being done by the local people. They've learned go rap, they've learned the approach. We've already had one shahada in this store.
I have to say, one thing that I'm so happy to see is that the brothers there, they're actually having a conversation as opposed to giving a lecture. Like they really have developed. Wallahi, the brother Khalid, mashallah, it's his first proper dawah trip, and he's got 3 shahadas, mashallah, in like a week and a half. No, he had a 3rd one today.
He just got a shahada.
You know the guy with the dog, the old guy?
The Emir doesn't even know. See, look at the shock in his face.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm gonna lie.
Did that old guy with the dog?
We're not gonna lie.
He came back and he was on the truck, and then it was funny because he was a Christian, yeah. He goes to him, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah wa Isa Rasulullah. He made him say that.
You even had that bit.
Yeah, right now we had a conversation with a Christian from a Christian sect, and he was here with his wife and just wanted to attack us and saying, "You're right here, then you're not allowed to come as to convert us to your false religion." And we just answered with just simple questions. Yeah, do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe that Jesus was God and Son of God? And quite this question made him so distracted him, and he was after a few sentences he was not sure anymore, and he was just on the way to go back, and we kept him, alhamdulillah, and gave him so many arguments and many things from the Bible and logical arguments, and he lived in a dissolved, it was not so, he was very
His face was destroyed,
yes,
basically.
desperate, in a very desperate situation, and he firmly begged him and let me go, and he went, and we said that through that believe just in the message Jesus came with, and Allah will ask you just for your belief and for your actions, and it was a very good conversation, alhamdulillah.
Now, what I want you to imagine today, brothers and sisters, is this fabulous kingdom, and within this kingdom there are an adoring mass, a throng of people that appreciate their ruler, and their king is so generous, he gives them anything that they want: gold and silver, horses, women. He gives them houses, he gives them beautiful riding beasts, and he gives them access to the kingdom, or in such a way that other kings do not give. He allows them to even sleep in the palace of the king himself. What an amazing kingdom that would be. And then suddenly, one night, everybody wakes up after a sleep, and they've changed in their attitude. And despite the fact that hitherto they loved the king so much for what he had bestowed on them, what he'd given them out of his generosity in his kingdom, they suddenly didn't appreciate what the king gave them anymore. And this is the reality of what we are today, brothers and sisters, in the sense that Allah, the King of Kings, has given us everything that we need, and despite this we turn our back on him because we do not remember him, we do not worship him, we do not speak of him highly, we do not, subhanallah, beg him and cry to him, but we beg to humans and we cry to humans. This is the reality of what we're like today. So, brothers and sisters, my message to you, with this backdrop of the kingdom. This is the kingdom, with the mountains and the rivers, gardens under which rivers flow. This is what you can get if you go and you go back to Allah and you worship Allah, you call to Allah, you address Allah in the highest names, in the best names that we know, that Allah has been given us to address him with the titles of majesty and honor, the provider, As-Salam, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, all of the beautiful names that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. Address him by those names. Remember him frequently. Remember the beautiful magnitude of his honor and his provision that he has given you, and he continues to give you, and he's promised you a home, a place in the home. And what is the home, brothers and sisters? The home is ultimately Jannah. Jannah, this is not your home. Although it has things in similitude, you know, the greenery and the waters and the rivers. It is not your home. Your home is where Adam and Eve were established, and that is Jannah, where they got sent down from. They got misguided by Shaitan. Shaitan doesn't want you to return home, and this is why he does not want you to worship Allah. He doesn't want you to spend years and years in humble submission to him. My advice to you is go ahead and do that today and return home tomorrow.
So here we are at the port in Moskins, and there's our ferry. There it is. It's left without. Well, actually, it's left without us. We cannot get to our next destination. Oh no! We've been up. It's 7 o'clock in the morning right now. I know you can't tell because the sun doesn't go down, but we've been up since 4 a.m. this morning. After Fajr, we got ready. We left our cabins and we got straight down here to the port just to board this ferry. And we were beaten by who? The elephant. The elephant from the circus got here first. The elephant, and this is the thing, we were up since Fajr. These guys were doing Qiyam al-Layl. They got here and they stayed here all night. And not only that, have we missed our ferry, but they've also booked the next 2 ferries. So subhanallah, we're now stuck and we have no idea what to do.
The circus people, they don't sleep. Subhanallah. And the Muslims are, in their bedroom. And I just walked past the elephant and he did another one. Another one, it stinks.
Yeah, the elephant has reared his ugly head again, but no worries. As we know, in the path of dawah, there is always difficulties. We have many examples of this from the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and inshallah, there is khair in this. So we're just gonna try and find it. So here we are with our little da'i Khadija, and today we're going to be discussing the letter R in our Go Rap series, which stands for revelation. So, Khadija. Yesterday you were talking to us about the purpose of our creation, and you told us that the Creator had told us.
Yeah.
So where did the Creator tell us about our purpose?
It was in the book Quran.
In the book of the Muslims, the Quran.
Yeah.
And why do you believe in this book instead of any other book, like the Bible or something?
Because it's the only book that talk about like God and how he is, like that describes him. Like we talked about.
Okay. So it's the only book that describes the Creator the same way as we discussed before.
Yeah.
And where does it do that?
It do that in Qul Huwallahu Ahad.
And what does that mean?
It means say Allah, it's the only one, and Allah is the name of God. So we have to call him Allah, not God or Creator.
Okay.
And he's the only one. We talked about that yesterday. He's independent.
And how do you know that?
Because he made us. And we need him. He doesn't need us.
Okay. What else does it say?
It says that he isn't born. And he has children. That we talked about yesterday.
Okay.
And it's nothing like him.
What do you mean there's nothing like him?
Well, you know a house?
Yeah.
Who built it?
A man.
Yeah. Is the man like the creation? Like the house?
No, man is different to the house.
Yeah. And like Allah. Allah isn't like the creation.
But we can think about man and we can think about the house. Can't we think about Allah?
Well, can you think about make an animal up here?
Okay, I made up an animal.
Yeah, is it a brand new animal or is it pieces of other animals?
No, I took pieces from different animals and I made them into a new animal.
Yeah. So, can you make a new animal?
Brand new animal?
Yeah.
No.
No, so how can we imagine how Allah is when you've never seen Him and He's nothing like?
Okay, so because I've seen animals and I still can't make a new animal, how can I imagine Allah when we've seen nothing like Him? Okay, I understand. But what makes you think that the Quran is real, is true?
Well, like, it has to be by a man or from God.
Okay.
And if it's from a man,
Yeah.
it have mistakes,
Uh-huh.
and by time it will change.
Okay. And is there any mistakes in the Quran?
No,
Okay. And did it change?
no,
How do you know?
because you know the Quran.
Yeah.
People memorize the whole Quran.
Really?
Yeah, they just memorize it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if someone change it,
Uh-huh.
they will, like, when they read it,
Uh-huh.
oh, it's a mistake here, someone have changed it. Then they will change it back again because they know it's wrong.
Okay.
So, and it says in the Quran, no one is able to change it.
Okay. But maybe when people were careful copying it, they just made sure they didn't change anything.
Are you joking?
No?
That's a bit dumb.
Why?
Because of 1400 years,
Uh-huh.
and it's hundreds of thousands of Muslims just try to be a bit careful.
Uh-huh. Okay, fine. It's not easy to believe that over 1400 years every single Muslim was careful completely
Yeah.
and made no mistakes. Okay, fine. But I'm still not convinced.
Well, things that the Quran talks about is like the Big Bang,
Uh-huh.
like the universe
Uh-huh.
getting bigger and bigger, the
Uh-huh.
mountains, the baby in the stomach,
Uh-huh.
and what's happened in there.
Okay.
And
So,
like, before,
yeah.
people was thinking the mountain, like on there, was
Yeah.
holding the sky up.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No, the mountain doesn't hold the sky up.
No, it's hold the like it holds the world study.
Yeah. It holds the earth stable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they read the Quran
Yeah.
and then they say, oh, the mountain doesn't do that, it does something else.
Okay.
And it was other things that they also,
So you're saying it has knowledge that they didn't know at the time.
yeah,
But maybe it was all lucky guesses.
guesses.
Yeah.
How can it be guesses?
Lucky guess.
Like for 400 years ago, a man just writes down, oh, this happened and this happened. For 1400 years, and we get the book with it. Oh, this is right, this is right, oh, this is right. Just for a man, is that impossible?
Okay, fine. All right. So why does Allah say He made us then?
He has to made us for a reason, right?
Yeah.
That reason is to worship Him.
Okay. And why should we do that?
Because if we worship Him, in the next life,
Uh-huh.
we get whatever we want.
Okay.
Yeah, and if we don't worship Him,
Uh-huh.
we get punished, right?
Okay.
If you do the bad things,
Yeah.
you will get punished, right?
Yeah.
The same way.
Okay. So then what do we do?
So, what would you choose?
Well, I want to be the one that gets anything they want.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you have to worship Him then.
Okay. So how do I do that?
Well, you take the Shahada and you have to be a Muslim.
Okay. So how do I do that?
You say the Shahada.
Okay. And what's that?
That Allah is the only one.
Allah is the only one, the only God worthy of worship.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Muhammad is His messenger.
But you didn't tell me about Muhammad.
Then I will tell you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you. And that's how easy it is to just basically go through the Quran. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome.